Alright everyone, my name is Solomon, better known as PCG here on YouTube, and welcome to day 21 of our journey to Platinum here in Elden Ring. We are finally on our way towards Castle Morne, which is awesome. We've been on the Weeping Peninsula for something like 6 days or something. I didn't actually check, but we are nearing the end of Weeping Peninsula. Probably sometime around to tomorrow, maybe we'll wrap it up, or the next day. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the landscape leading up to it, because I haven't really gone through most of this yet. So we'll clear all this out, make our way up there, and hopefully that'll only take a little bit, and then we'll actually move our way into the castle, which I'm excited about, because that will be the first, I guess, major landmark or major dungeon that we've gone into, because we've gone through plenty of caves, plenty of catacombs, things like that, ruins, but we haven't actually made our way to any castles or anything yet. So it's going to be a lot of fun to go through there finally. Something that I never enjoy talking about, but that is necessary, is just a reminder: if you enjoy this, please leave a like, a comment, maybe hit subscribe. I'm sure you hear plenty of people on YouTube talking about that, and it gets old, of course, but that genuinely is what helps these videos grow, so I would appreciate that highly, receiving your support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this area up into two, basically. There's a path that leads right down the middle of this place, and I think I already went back here yesterday. Yeah, so there's a path that leads right down the middle of this place all the way up to the castle. So we're gonna do everything on this side of the path before heading to the other side of the path. Then we'll clear that out, and then we'll be able to call this area good, and we'll set our sights on the castle itself. Now, one thing that I'm noticing is, even over here, for some reason, I guess the bow guy, the bow giant, can still technically see me, because it's essentially the music is never disappearing. Like, I constantly hear his bow firing, even when I'm way over here. So he clearly somehow still sees me. And I think I'm hearing his arrows release and then land every so often. But luckily, I don't think he can actually reach me over in this area, which is good. And so what we're heading towards right now is we're almost up to where I think it's a poison swamp is sitting. And I think there's quite a few bad guys hanging around there that we're gonna have to take out. But in the meantime, we will just keep working our way over there. And we're getting to a spot where he's gonna be able to hit me. So I might need to actually do the run over to him and take him out. Probably before I go into the swamp, I'm gonna have to do that. Or else that's just gonna complicate this whole situation. Charles putting up a fuss again. He's crazy adorable. And that's what makes up for him barking at the wind. Yeah, so in a second here, I think I am probably gonna have to do this run over to this guy if I find that he's able to hit me. And there's a lot of materials through here. I'm just running back and forth trying to pick them all up. We're getting Erdly flowers. We're getting Roa. We're getting the sap or whatever it is. And we're getting excrement. How exciting is that? Look at that. 2 excrement in that particular pile there. One of my favorite items. All right, so here's the poison swamp. The music has settled. Whoa, have I hit? Can I not even pick up that Roa, or is that? Maybe that's just a glitch. No, okay, I can stop. I was thinking, did I seriously hit, like, 2,000 Roa? I was gonna say, I've picked up a lot, but I haven't picked up that much. That would be crazy. Ooh, those are landing real close. So let's take a little run over to Mr. Big Shot and take him out. And I'm gonna conquer this poison swamp on Torrent's back. That way I don't really have to worry about the poison too much. Oh man, he took down a tree. And I'm pretty sure that these... Whoa, look, it's stuck in that tree. Pretty sure that these guys with the bows... Oh my goodness, that can hit you when you're that close? Dang. Pretty sure these guys with the bows, yeah, they have significantly less health than the ones that have just like handheld weapons. Boom. Well, you get 1,000 for killing him. Nice. Smithing Stone 1. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and grab this Grace, even though we're not going to head in here fully quite yet. But at least we've got the Grace, so wherever we finish exploring, we can just fast travel over here and make it happen. Alright, so he's taken out. I haven't used any of my flasks or anything, so I shouldn't need to rest anytime soon. So I plan to not rest. That way I don't have to kill him again. Even though, I guess, that's another reason to grab that Grace there, is if I do end up needing to rest, or if I die or something, I can always just spawn behind him. It'll be a lot easier to take him out without having to worry about him seeing me sneaking up on him. Man, and there's a lot of landscape surrounding this castle. I was hoping to fly through this a little faster, but I feel like we've still got a lot. Oh yeah, and you can actually see the area back there. So that's where the final area boss is, behind the castle there. It's kind of cool that you can see the area from over here. And that'll be the first time too that we encounter those like blue ghost jellyfish, whatever they're called. I don't have all of the different enemies within this game, all of their names memorized, and I wish I did. So I just have to come up with random names like ghost. It's not a squid. Ghost jellyfish. But I know they have an actual name. All right, what do we got here? Got a little piece of lore going on? The Siege of Castle Morne. A lone hero fights for his vengeance, only to fall at the hand of Lord Godfrey. Cool. Very neat. The lore is so incredibly cryptic. But as we've talked about before, I love that very, very much. I enjoy the cryptic lore. Oh, there's some ghost jellyfish over there too. Oh, it must be becoming nighttime since these guys spawned. I'm just gonna take you out real quick. Nothing personal. It's nothing personal, I don't like you. Dang it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got both of them with that hit. That is very nice. Alright, let's go and check this out. Oh, they are guarding... Oh, it looks like 2 items over there, so there's a reason to come down here. You know, I always say that very nice thing, since it comes from Borat, but I've actually never watched Borat before. I just think that the very nice quote is funny. It's very nice. Have you met my wife? And to these jellyfish I say, have you met my flail? Oh man, they do more than I thought. They do some aggressive ghost jellyfish. What do we got here? Somber Smithing Stone 2 and an Arteria Leaf. Sweet. So got some items from the ghost jellyfish. I don't know how many of you have ever been stung by a jellyfish before. I'm guessing probably not many. I don't think it's a super common experience unless you live near the ocean. Maybe it's a bit more common. I've never lived near the ocean, so I don't have a lot of experience with that. Never been stung myself, but I think it was my dad. The reason why I don't know if it was him or not is because I know that he was with my uncle at the time, and a few other people, I believe. And I think it was my dad. They were out in the ocean, and he started feeling like really bad stinging, like on his leg, and I'm pretty sure like in his crotch too. He was feeling really bad stinging, and come to find out, a jellyfish had made its way into the pockets of his swim trunks. And I don't know, I think that he realized simply because of the stinging. Like, I don't think he reached his hand in or anything and then ended up getting his hand stung also. But needless to say, that was like a panic moment. I think he was like trying to flip his pockets inside out and stuff. And you know how they say that one of the best ways to get rid of the stinging, and I think basically to get rid of the poison, is to pee on the affected area. So I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, I'm pretty sure my uncle had to pee on my dad, to get the stinging to go away. So that was a fun bonding moment for them. I'm sure they look back on those moments fondly. Probably not fondly at all. But I for one do not plan on being stung by a jellyfish. I think I was talking yesterday about how my family and I are going to the beach in September, beginning of September, because just kids will be back in school and everything, and it's always a lot less busy. Renting houses is cheaper around that time since they're in not as high of demand. But while we're there, I will be sure to avoid jellyfish as much as I can. For that reason. And you know, there's one of the, like, I had never really been to the ocean all that much, up until I was probably like 19 years old, or maybe I was 17 or 18 when we took like a family trip to the beach with a whole bunch of extended family, and I hadn't really ever been to the beach before, besides when I was a kid. So it was sort of like the first time me and my siblings got into the water, because they're all younger than me, so they hadn't really been either, because it was just something my family never really did, because we live in Buffalo, New York. So beaches are not really a thing here. Oh, bats spawned over there too. Yeah, beaches aren't really a thing here. So because of that, we didn't have a lot of experience with it. So you don't really realize the power of the ocean until you're face to face with it. And like the first time we all, oh, this is actually, maybe this isn't poison. Maybe this is rot. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It works the same. First time we all got in, like, the first wave, it just absolutely slapped us. Oh, hi there. And I was like, I think it took out 3 of us at once and just like flipped us all over. And then we just found ourselves on the shore in the sand. And I had sand burns and stuff after that. All right. There's a lot going on here. Thought you could get me, but you couldn't. Every time I say that, it makes me think of that old Vine where he said something like, whatever the guy said, I should have left you on the side of that road or something, and then the guy goes, but you didn't. So anyway, that's my story about that. Oh my gosh, you've got to stop with the vomiting. I know a couple of doctors that I'm sure could help you with that. Because projectile vomiting typically, just from not experience, but just from stories that I've heard, is typically not ideal. And typically causes issues with interpersonal relationships when you projectile vomit across the living room. And if it hits someone, that really causes some interpersonal relationship issues. So I would say if you've got, now I'm just talking to everybody, not just these guys. If you've got projectile vomiting issues, like not just once, like maybe you got sick or something, like that's acceptable, I understand. But if you have consistent projectile vomiting issues, I highly recommend going and seeing a professional. Because if your vomit is making it 7 to 8 feet away from you, that's not good. Man, these guys screaming is not filling me with a lot of comfort and joy. Man, they're all just screaming. I feel like something I can't remember, but I feel like something happens in the game eventually that like progresses things where maybe they're not screaming anymore. I don't know if it's that they all finally die or something. I don't really know. 'Cause, I mean, various things change throughout the game as certain events happen or whatever, like but I don't know if that's the case, because I swear towards the end of the game you can come to these areas and they're not screaming anymore. But maybe I'm mistaken. Alright, so all of this was already done. We did that. And then I think this side, are we pretty much done on this side of the swamp? I think so, because I'm not even going to kill these poison blobs. I don't see any reason to. And I guess I don't technically have to kill these guys either, but just to say the whole area is cleared, we'll do it. And because even though it's very few runes, runes are runes. So whatever we can collect is fine by me. Alright, so I think then... Oh, there's another... Where'd you wander out from, my projectile vomiting friend? Alright, so that should cover everything on this side of the path, I think. Crap, and I can't open my map right now. Oh, actually, no. Now that I think about it, I forgot. There's this little section over here of ruins that we didn't really go through. I think each one of these bushes we can put a little check mark next to all these bushes. I kind of already ran through here. Then I think we've got 2 sections of ruins here that I didn't look at. Oh, and then we've got this. Well, no, actually I already went over this. So let's just check this one first. I know a lot of these typically don't really have anything on them. But on the off chance that they do, I still like to just give a little check just to see. My inner ear is really causing me problems right now. It is, holy crap. It is itching like crazy. My gosh. You know how when like way deep down in your ear it itches and the only way to scratch it is to like it's like pull on your earlobe, or to like swallow really hard, kind of itches it a little bit. That's what it feels like. But the problem is the earring that's on this ear, I can't like pull my earlobe completely because I'll end up pulling the earring. So that makes itching a bit more difficult. And then wasn't this... Yeah, I already went through this. All right, so this whole side of the path is done. So let's make our way into this side real fast. I know we already explored bits and pieces of this side of the path. I just kind of ran through quickly, though, last time we were here. Oh, and actually, okay, so this level up here, I decided was done when we were here the other day. I already looked through all of this briefly, but then I think once we get to here, some of this I haven't looked at yet. Even though I looked at parts of it, because this was where the golden seed that I have was at. What is that noise? There's a Deathbird here? I didn't know there was a Deathbird here. Alright, well, we have now entered a boss fight. I'm trying to get rid of all these guys first. Oh, shoot! Holy crap. Alright, I need to just do a quick little run over here. Heal real fast, and then we'll head back to that guy. We've also got this beach section here, too. Alright, so let's do this thing. I don't know what he's weak to. I'm going to throw fire on here. And we're going to make this happen. Flip. That hurt. Oh. Dang it. I hate that attack. Ooh. I dodged way early on that, but it worked out. Man, that attack is so annoying. I didn't mean to say tack, though. That attack. Okay, I'm doing pretty good damage to him. And he's not hitting me a ton, but... Man, that's the main attack that keeps hitting me. Everything else is basically missing me, but... him using his beak is driving me nuts. Ooh, that's a good attack. That makes it easy to... There he goes again. Beaking his way to victory. Oh, man, that attack, I feel like I barely even have to dodge that. He just sort of swings over my head. Oh man, and he was powering up. How much you get for him? 3,900. All right, that's not bad. Ooh, sacrificial axe. What does that do for me? Oh, that's a strength weapon. Wild strike, swing armament with wild abandon. Hold to continue swinging can be followed up with a normal or strong attack. So since it's strength, I don't care about that weapon, but still cool to have. And when I sorted my chest, I think it was yesterday, and took some stuff out of my inventory, what I ended up doing is I left anything in my inventory that maybe at some point in this playthrough I'd be interested in using. Even if it's something that maybe doesn't directly fit the build that we're going for, but just anything that I was like, oh, maybe we'll try that eventually. Because I have a feeling that if I were to stick those types of items in my chest, they may never be heard from again, because I probably forget to ever look. So everything that's in my inventory at this point is stuff that I'm, at least in some way, shape, or form, interested in trying out. If we ever do, is an entirely different story. And then I think I was telling you yesterday, I put all my summon ashes inside the chest as well, so that that's not cluttering up inventory unnecessarily. Alright, so we're almost through this side of the path now. And then we'll quickly run down, check out that beach section. And then we'll be able to make our way into the castle. It's going to be great. I feel like these are always the sections where I get very self-conscious about my play style. Because I feel like when we're in certain areas that are maybe like super dense, super congested with stuff, I feel like as I'm running through and being thorough, it's just like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Like there's a lot of stuff to do. But when we're in an area like this where it's somewhat just open landscape and I'm going through and checking everything, I feel very, I just feel very self-conscious of my playstyle, because, like I've mentioned before, I'm sure that it drives some people nuts. When it's just like, alright, like, move on. You've checked every inch of this place. But to that I say, have I really, though? Have I really? There's always more to check, in my mind. That's a good segue into, mental health issues. There's always more to check in my mind. My mind never really stops. I've talked before, I guess this is the mental health segment of the episode. Talked before about how my main issues with mental health over the years have been, I missed this, have been directly related to obsessive compulsive disorder, and that's manifested in various ways. Obviously, part of it is just obsessive thoughts, and I would say one of the biggest ways that it's manifested itself is there's been pockets of my life where maybe I'm doing a little better than others, which is kind of just the case with any sort of mental health issue. But the worst times have been when I get really focused on something that is scaring me or something that I'm worried about, and then it's just it consumes my life. And it probably, if you've never struggled with OCD before, it may... Do I have... Oh, I don't have all my flasks. I should kill him. If you've never struggled with OCD before, it may sound sort of insane, but if you've struggled with other mental health issues, you may be able to understand, like, the general idea. Regardless, like, everyone understands mental health is something that's a much bigger issue than sometimes we realize. But what I'm trying to say is there have been times where one of my best examples is I went through probably like a 2-year period where my biggest obsession was I had this irrational fear always, but with the way that the OCD works, it doesn't feel irrational in the moment. It feels very real. And it feels like something that you're never going to escape. But I had this fear anytime that I was driving that I had hit someone with my car. I'd be terrified. Anytime I'd drive past someone that was on a bike or something, I'd check my rearview mirror like 5 times as I passed them to make sure that there was no chance in hell that I had possibly hit them. And then oftentimes when that didn't do it for me, when I'd still worry about it, then I'd like circle the block. Sometimes there were times it got so bad I would circle the block for an hour. Just that single block to make sure that like I didn't see anyone that had been hit or anything like that, and I had this terrible fear that one day I'd be driving and I wouldn't be paying close enough attention or something, and I'd end up hitting someone. And it sounds crazy, and now that particular obsession is no longer an issue for me. I've worked past that, and my mind has moved on to other things, because that's always how it works. It never really has a break. Now that I've moved past that, I look at it and I go, like, certain circumstances and situations where I was just convinced, like I feel like I hit someone when I was driving today. Like, I passed this person, and in the rearview mirror I didn't see them or whatever. When I look back at those specific situations, now I can look and go, like, that was totally irrational. There was no way that anything happened. But in the moment, it very much felt like something had. Felt very, very real. And like I said, now there's just other things. It sort of shifts. Sometimes shifts from day to day. And I'm running back up here super fast because I got the beach. I got all that. I went through that. Yeah, so I think we're done here. So we can actually head into the castle. Yeah, so sometimes it can switch every day. But usually that's not the case for me. Usually I go through be like a period of a couple of months, sometimes a couple of years, where it's like a particular worry, particular issue that I'm having is just what my mind's obsessed with. I can't stop thinking about it. And sometimes it's not even necessarily a worry. Sometimes it's just in general, I get super focused on something and just consumes all my time. And that could be where, I think I mentioned before that there's a possibility, hang on, my throat is so dry right now. Sorry, I think that's the allergies too. It's causing my throat to get dry and itchy. But I think I mentioned before that I've started to realize there's a possibility I've got ADHD as well, which could explain some of the symptoms that seem similar to OCD but maybe aren't directly related. It could be related to the possibility of ADHD. I don't know. I've considered going and actually getting tested because, like I said, that's one of the ways that I feel that could manifest itself, is the ways that I just get, instead of like obsessive compulsive stuff with the OCD, I get like hyper fixated on certain things. How long is this going to take to reach the top? I stepped on it so I could check beneath it. Really? Wait, can I not? Okay, good. It must just be a tall lift. Yeah, I just get hyper fixated on things, and then like that's all I think about. And sometimes that can be a good thing. Sometimes, like if I manage it right, I can become super focused on something productive, and then just work at it and work at it and work at it, whatever it may be. But even that can cause different areas of anxiety where, because I'm so focused on it, I have a hard time focusing on other things, responsibilities or whatever. If I'm working on a project, then other responsibilities in my life sort of feel like they just fall to the wayside and then cause issues. So, but this has been the mental health portion of today's journey to Platinum. So now we're heading into Castle Morne. And this is going to be awesome. I'm so excited to go through here. I just need to be a bit cautious as we work our way through, because there's a lot of stuff in this area here, enemy-wise. I just don't want to get overrun. Ooh, so I think we might be at a point now where maybe I'll start seeing some more smithing stone 2s, which would be really nice. Because I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the next two levels or so, I need smithing stone 2s for this weapon. So that would be sweet. What are they fighting? Oh, they're fighting each other. Are they? Oh no, they're fighting this soldier over here. I was very confused. But yeah, that would be awesome to get a decent amount of smithing stone 2s going through here so I can get this weapon further upgraded. And then we can do some real damage. Hello! See, these ones, I don't think these have this. These definitely don't have the same exact moveset as wolves, because the wolves do the thing where they leap forward and then they do it a second time right away, and I feel like I don't see these doing that. I feel like they do like the bite like that, and then they kind of just, I don't know, it's like their stamina dissipates or something. Okay, so let's be cautious with this, because there's a lot of guys here. I think we should do, you know, I feel like I really need to get like a glintstone pebble or something, because I love this glintstone arc, but sometimes I feel like it's a little dangerous in this situation, because if I'm firing this, I could hit too many of them, and then I end up pulling too many of them out towards me, which is not what I want. I kind of want to go one at a time here. Oh, man. You're a feisty guy. Oh, you know what? I think there's a mad pumpkin head here, too. Towards the back. And, you know what? I'm going to put throwing knives on because I think that'll be a little easier. That way I don't accidentally hit one with the glintstone arc. Let's do a few more of these. Wait, how many? Okay, so I have like 29 beast bones now. Whoa, how'd I hit that one instead of the one I was locked onto? Went like right through his arm. And it seems like I'm noticing even if you hit them at just the right time, that's what throws them back. If they're just in the process of jumping... Oh, yeah, see, that time it didn't. So they must have to be a certain distance in the air or doing a certain attack for it to throw them like that. Just testing this fire, making sure... Oh, yeah, that's the mad pumpkin head right there. Just testing to make sure that fire wasn't going to kill me if I stepped in. The one at the top certainly will hurt me. These guys still, I mean, we're still, I guess, in semi-low-level places because of the fact that, well, we're definitely in low-level, but just, you only get 61 from these guys, so it's nothing crazy. Man, my throat's been itching, my ear was itching earlier, my nose is starting to itch. These allergies are still driving me absolutely wild. Hating every moment of it. Is that all of them? I think so. So let's deal with this guy. We fought one of these yesterday, I believe. They're not too bad, but they can definitely do some damage if you're not careful. Oh, shoot. Like that. Oh my gosh. I hate the... Goodness. I hate the slow swings. Woo! There you go. Utilizing that well. Cool. I like that stomp. And I think this is the first time I've ever... Yeah, like in my first playthrough, I barely ever utilized Ashes of War. And so I'm glad that I'm utilizing them now, because I think some of them have some really good abilities. And so I like the Storm Stomp a lot. Because the way it sort of like knocks them off balance long enough for you to get a swing in. And with an enemy that's easily staggered, I would guess that that the Storm Stomp probably works really well, since you can probably stagger them out of an attack. Like as they're attacking, you can stagger them and then get a hit, and then at that point you can just stagger train until they're dead. So it'll be interesting to try it on an enemy like that. Oh, geez. Wow, that looks freaky. You can just see his head hanging over. Holy crap. Even though these look super weird, their faces are quite frightening. Alright, so I think there's... Are there items up here besides the smoldering butterflies? So will this... Yeah. Yep, like I said, that fire will indeed hurt me. I feel like it's sort of hit or miss with the fire in this game, which ones are going to damage you. Okay, I'm going to wait to go over there because I think that this area over where Pumpkin... Oh, wait, maybe the Pumpkin Man area does lead to where we need to go. I don't know. I think they all kind of wrap together eventually, but... Wait, I'm hearing something else back there. What am I hearing? What? Is it up? Oh, maybe it's up above. Okay, so we might be okay. I just don't want something else to show up, and then all of a sudden we're fighting two things. Let's do this real fast. Let's just kind of check. I'll do my checks in the surrounding area real fast before we fight him, because then if I do end up dying, then I know I can just skip over everything out here and run straight to fighting him. Ha, I laugh in the face of the summon sign. Zalor Anastasia does not need help from anyone. Especially a man. Okay. Can I get this backstab? What? How come that wasn't a backstab? I wonder what kind of damage this does to him. Oh, nothing, because it's hitting his pumpkin. Oh, crap. I was trying to wait long enough to dodge that and didn't dodge it at all. Oh, that's what I was hearing, I think. Oh, he's fighting him too. I didn't know he would fight him. Thank you, my friend. Sorry that I gotta kill you now too. I thought he would come and fight me and then I'd have to deal with both of them. That's a very interesting tidbit of information. Okay. So, here's an interesting piece of information for you. Oh yeah, so I think that leads up to something too. So saying tidbit reminded me, just because of the way it sounds. Ooh, 3 smithing stone ones, all in one spot. That guy was rich before he died. I don't know where he carried it all. He's basically naked. But the little dot. I believe I'm thinking of the right thing. The little dot over the top of a lowercase I, that dot is called a tittle. Very interesting. Not sure who named that, but it's funny. That's for sure. Okay, so this actually, so that leads to a ladder. So I do want to go check this other spot on the other side first, where I was able to go up, or not up, but like there's that upper portion next to where they were, like, worshipping the fire. So let's go up here real fast, because I don't know which way is going to be the best way to go first. If we're going to take the ladder, or if we're going to take... I think there's a door over here. So let's see. Let's check this out. And this, oh yeah, okay, I think I can get in there. I was thinking maybe this was a door that you could only open from one side, and that I couldn't get in here yet. Does not look like that's going to be the case. But I do think, I think that those, like, assassin guys, like, not the black knife assassin, but one of those smaller guys, I think is in here, if I'm remembering right. Ooh, there's a chest in here. Okay, I'm definitely hearing stuff around me, but I think it's up above, so... Doesn't a guy come, like, walking up these stairs or something? I don't know. I'm probably... I'm being overly cautious, because I don't want to be snuck up on. Ooh, the claymore. I believe that that's a strength weapon. Yeah, I'm pretty positive that's a strength weapon, so that will probably not get used in this playthrough. Look at all these spears just roll around. Oh, a lot of them... Oh, never mind. I was going to say a lot of them disappear. I think they all stay rendered. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else in here besides that claymore. Yeah, and I must have just been mistaken. I must be thinking of a different place where the assassins are at. And if I pull this guy out... Okay, good. I was afraid the other ones were going to come running too. Oh, man! I whooped you! Okay. And then there's... Is that a big guy? Oh no, he's a regular one, and then he's just got a soldier next to him. Alright, let's do this! Let's do this! Is there anyone else hanging around out here? It doesn't look like it. What are you doing here? You praying? Oh, so... Wait, so what can... Hang on, I'm just checking for drop-downs, and then I want to look at this view real fast. So we can see... What is that? So that's over where the Tower of Return is at. There's the Minor Erd Tree. Ooh, and then we can get a view of like this whole area here that we just went through. That's cool. I like that very much. Alright, is there anything in this little room? I didn't really look through it. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, so see this, like I said, I had been excited to begin going through the castle because of the fact that this is like in my mind, I feel like the first major dungeon we've gone through, because so much of what we've done so far has been like small dungeons with caves and stuff like that, and then just like the open world stuff. So this is a lot of fun. Nice change of pace. Because the open world stuff is great, but it's like going through a huge dungeon like this, even though this is really one of the smaller dungeons, I would say, compared to like Stormvale. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. All these guys fighting makes my life a heck of a lot easier. Oh, and you know what? I totally forgot about like the whole story, like the lore here is that this place was being besieged, and that's part of the reason why Irina wants us to talk to her father, because her father is here fighting for the castle. And I can't remember where he is actually. Can we see him from here? He's on like one of these upper things. I think maybe he's up there. I don't know. Regardless, we'll get to him. We'll get to him eventually. And I think this is just a drop down. Yeah, I don't really want to do this yet. Still roll through some barrels and stuff. Let's see if there's any items to be had. All right, yeah. So this should. So that's the door we went into down there. This we can drop down. But we'll wait. We'll wait on that, because I want to go this direction first, I think. And just see what's over here. This side might... I think this side ultimately leads to a dead end. But I don't exactly remember. Furrow Calling Finger Remedy. Yeah, that might literally be a dead end right there. But one of the cool things about these larger dungeons in this game is, like, you see this sometimes inside the catacombs and in the caves and stuff, but because they're smaller, they don't have as much space to work with. So the way that these larger dungeons are designed is, like, you can go through an entire area and then, oh shoot, man, that was not good. Oh, it's not staggering. You can go through an entire area, and then it's like, okay, you've made it through this, but now you're gonna have to like go back to the Grace and come at it from another direction. That's a floating trumpet, or a bugle, whatever it is. So that's one of the fun things about these bigger dungeons, just how much there is to see. Steel wire torch. That one. Let me see. Do I want to swap? So that weighs twice as much. Does more physical damage. Oh, it scales with dex. That's... Or, well... Kind of. I mean, it requires more strength than dex, but it looks like it scales with dex. And I think also, so... let's see. Heavier than the normal torch, but the heated filament boosts fire damage dealt. Blown a torch. Okay. I guess I'll equip that. I don't know that it necessarily produces more light, but if I use it, when I use it as a weapon, which I do some periodically, because certain enemies that I know, just hitting them with the torch will stagger them. So I guess that's kind of nice to have. And I think that there's like the beast torch too that we get eventually that makes certain types of enemies afraid. I don't remember though how exactly it works. Like if you have it out, it makes them afraid. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap us for today. Tomorrow, we will hop down here and continue working our way through the castle, and hopefully talk to Irina's father as well, and then we'll work our way down to the final boss of this area. So thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, maybe a comment, and hit subscribe. I would appreciate that highly. So thank you for checking out this episode, and I will talk to you tomorrow.